What brings wisdom, or how can you become wiser? All of us go through every day having an experience, whatever it could be, good things, bad things. And the important thing to know is, have we learned something from that? Can we become wiser for the next day? That means, can we be the upgraded version for tomorrow, that I know something better that I didn't know yesterday? And most of the high quality learnings that comes from experiences. The next source of good quality wise wisdom, or getting wiser, is through others stories or others lessons. That's why you have so many how to videos there on YouTube, which tells us through their own mistakes and own goof ups, like what they have learned and what you should not do. So that's why we become wiser through another person's story, their information exchanges. So the two sources which makes us wiser is information and experience. Your own experience. Otherwise, everything else is somebody else's information. So these are the two feeds, your wisdom feeds. The wisdom had a feed where you have the spot called wisdom, and it's getting filled. It's coming through these two sources: somebody else's story or information, and your own experience. They feed your story box. So every day we are a collection of stories. Your experience is a story. Each of us can become a great, autobiography book. We have wonderful stories right from childhood, games you may have played, your childhood stories, your adult and teen stories. Everything can make a great biography. Each one story is unique and wonderful. Each one of us gains so much of wisdom through our lives, but few of us only become wiser or actually make use of these lessons that life brings to us. So become mindful of your story. What's happening today? What happened yesterday? There will always be some story there. It could be good or bad. So the story could be two types. It could be positive or it could be negative. Something great happened, something happened. Maybe it could be information, positive story, or experience, positive story, or information, negative story, or experience, negative story. And that's all. We are a collection of stories. And become mindful how your experience was. To share something that happened for me was, I was trying to see which YouTube portal that I needed to put an advertisement in, or what I needed to do, how to create landing pages and things like that. And I realized that I did some goof up, spent money in some place where I didn't need to, or they didn't offer what I wanted. And I learned from that, similarly. So that became an experience. And then I went and had a negative experience, and I learned from that. Then I went and checked some videos on how to correctly post the videos and things. And that gave me a positive story of how I could actually do that better. So it's making us wiser, but all this takes, again, effort. There is no free lunch. Everything takes effort to do these whole things. And there is a benefit in both these stories. Don't negate either of the stories. The positive stories gives us hope, something to look forward to. These give us lessons. So negative gives us lessons, positive gives us hope. We need both the kinds. That's where it makes the richness of life. And you need to see what lessons you got from your negative stories yesterday. Let's say the entire day was negative or entire day was positive. Then look at it, relish it, make a mindful. If somebody is going through similar thing, then you can give them that positive hope story, and make them, cheer them up someday. Or maybe they're going through a negative and you give your lessons to them. If they ask again, don't give unsolicited. Share your experience, share the thing, leave it to them to accept it or not. So these are the two ways which brings us wisdom, brings us mindful. Again, this is not automatic. Just because everybody has a story, just that we are mindful or not is a different issue. So the first thing is, this is going to happen. You're going to come across information, or you can actively seek it, or you may have experience, or you may actively seek it. So whatever it is, some story is going to build. Maybe you just played video game whole day, or you just did nothing, just binge watch some episodes on Netflix. Whatever it is, you have a story, and how well and how rich the story is what makes life more joyful and meaningful and makes us enjoy that. So you need to upgrade, you need to work on yourself, you need to enrich your experience and information. What kind of information is coming to you? What kind of experiences you're going through? And all this you need to do it mindfully. We have heard this word so much, become cliche now not to use this. So mindfully means you start thinking through, if all this happened, are you just going about just doing the same thing, or are you trying to do this differently, finding out some other way of doing? Are you becoming mindful of, so that you can course correct, that you're to course correct a ship, you need to know that you're first off the course, then only you can course correct it. So like that, become mindful of what is happening, where is this going? It's going to a negative, positive story. Where is the, I need more information, or you need more experience, or something like that. So become mindful, and let's say you solve the story, it reached a conclusion, happy ending, sad ending, something you took away, hope or a lesson, and then you need to review it. Okay, review it at the end again. Mindfulness is happening pre or post, and then this is a very specific kind of mindfulness, a review. That means you reviewed it, so you're taking away very, very consciously and mindfully, you put in that effort. Oh, it's a great story of hope, or great story of a lesson. You may be doing all this subconsciously. All of us do it. It's just that this video is to make this again, the whole thing, mindful of how you can actually become wiser. You can actually start journaling such moments, even if it's just 2-3 lines, and you'll be able to recall this more better. If nothing else, it will stay there for posterity, or whatever long it wants to be, and you can access it sometime, or even if you brush it up. But the best thing is just to journal it, just to writing it once in your diary or someplace, and you'll remember this for much longer than just plain mental review. Mental review is good, but written, better. So what the whole thing is to become wiser. Why? Because you need to become an upgraded version. You can't be 2020 version. You need to become 2022, 2023 versions. So just like I am today a version of this myself, Preetham 2022, you become better at it, be better than Preetham 2020, 2021. So similarly like that, you have to upgrade yourself, keep working on yourself and your personal growth, working on your weaknesses, enhancing your strength, and becoming wiser by accessing whatever story that experience and information brings to you, and taking away those lessons or hope, and then sharing it forward, sharing it with somebody else, your family member, colleague, some friend, partner, whoever it is, and then enriching their lives. And mostly, even if you don't do that, just making sure that you are wiser for yourself and you are better than what you were yesterday, better than what you were the previous year. So that's how we became wiser, and that brings wisdom. Remember to recall what was the story for yesterday, or what is the story today, and see what was it, positive, negative, what are you taking away. Journal it if you can. That will be one of the best things you can start doing every day. You'll start seeing a collection of stories about your personal life, and how much you've grown and how much wiser you become, because all this you've done mindfully and review, not just letting life run you by, run through types, but you're just taking control of what these experiences are bringing to you. So I also have this Willathon challenge where you become more mindful. You start working on your will and effort. So you start seeing that effort is just about everywhere in our lives. Just anything you do, there is nothing which does not require effort. Happiness requires effort. Relationship requires effort. Making money requires effort. Growing your business requires effort. Whatever you want to do, you want to have fun, you want to do something, requires effort. You want to speak to a girl, you want to go speak to a guy, you want to build that relationship, you need effort. So work on yourself, work on your will, and then you can leverage that into anything in life. So this is the will lens, where you're watching the world through this lens of will. And if you like this, subscribe, leave a comment, even better. Tell me what you want me to share a perspective about through the will lens. I would be happy to do a video on that. Give me a like, share it with your friends, and work on yourself to become wiser through these lessons and hope.